Hey guys, you know I've been sitting chatting for I don't know how long because I didn't press record on the phone. I just thought, why don't I sit in the living room for a change? You know, being as I've got this flower light now that's quite portable, and forgot to press the record button. Goodness me. Okay, so let me start again. I'm doing my empties today. These are my empties. I've got the box sitting next to me. I just thought I'd sit in the living room for a change. The first thing to show you is this. This is the Goalie apple cider vinegar gummies. I wouldn't repurchase these because I didn't notice any difference with them. They taste delicious, and that's what really attracted me, because I've wanted to try apple cider vinegar for years, and I bought apple cider vinegar, tried diluting it, can't stand the taste, tried the capsules, they're too big, or the tablets, they're way too big. And so these are easy to take because they're just delicious gummies, but I didn't notice anything. I've had 60 of them. I've taken between 2 and 3 a day, so it's probably been about 3 weeks I've been taking them. Next is the Paul Mitchell Shampoo 2. This is a clarifying shampoo, and this is something I would repurchase. It's got really quite a strong smell. It's not a particularly nice smell. It's not a horrible smell. It's just I don't know how to describe that. It's just like a detergent smell, to be honest, but I really did like this. It really does leave your hair squeaky clean, possibly a little bit too much for me. It's a little bit too much of a clarifying shampoo because I feel like my hair's a little bit tangly when I'm washing it. You know, I feel like it's, I don't know, maybe drying it out a little bit. That's the only downside to this, but it is one that I would repurchase for sure because I don't have many choices of cruelty-free clarifying shampoos. I have got 3 micellar waters to talk about here. This one is the Amazon brand Find, and this one is for normal skin. I don't know if you can even read it, but it's up there. They do one for normal skin, one for dry skin. The one for dry skin, I decided I don't like at all. I could see on my skin what you guys have been telling me for years that you've found with other micellar waters, which is that they leave a residue. I don't have that with the Superdrug one. I don't have it with the other 2 that I'm going to show you here, but I did see what you guys were talking about with this. It felt and looked like it was leaving a residue on my face. I could see a little bit of sort of foaming up. I could see a little bit of milkiness, and that's just not what I want. So I won't be repurchasing any of the Find brand ones. But these 2 I love. This is another Amazon brand, and this is the Belly range, No Rinse Micellar Water, and this one is the Ester Cucumbers. This is my absolute favourite. Superdrug one, the Be Pure one, apparently is being discontinued, which is annoying, but there you go, because I like that one as well. But I do love both of these. What I really like about using these is it's something that I can put over my eyes that doesn't sting my eyes. And in the morning, it's really nice to take off any sort of, you know, sleep residue or makeup residue, any makeup remover residue. I don't know, it feels really refreshing in the morning. So love those. Another thing I've used up and love is this. This is by Glossier. This is I think it's just called a Milky Oil. Yeah, Milky Oil waterproof makeup remover. So you just shake it, use it. It's absolutely amazing. I love this. I love the little bottle that it comes in. I'm probably going to buy another one of these. I normally, when I do my empties, I put things aside that I want to buy and stick it by my computer and then order them, because this is really good to take when you're traveling. Not that many of us are, but we've actually booked a holiday for September. And it's just the perfect size little bottle to take. It takes off every scrap of makeup so easily. This is the Skinny Tan Coconut Water Serum. If you like a dark tan, you'll love this, because this is way too dark for me. So that's why it's in here. It's a very full tube or a very full bottle, but it went on lovely. Didn't notice any scent. Didn't look patchy. It was just way too dark for me, so that's why that's a fail for me. This is the Dear Claire's Supple Preparation Unscented Toner. This is an interesting one because I did really enjoy this, and you can see that I've used almost all of it. I did enjoy using this. I think I might have even showed this in a favourites at one point. And this is one of those things that I could actually use in the morning, like across my eyes, thinking about it. I don't think I ever really thought about it that way, because actually the way that I would use this, because it's quite thick, is if you put it on cotton wool, it was kind of hard to get across your face. It's more, so I was using this, like putting a little bit in my hands and rubbing it over my face just for hydration. But it's not a step that I've missed with it being in empties, if you know what I mean. It's just one of those kind of extra steps, but it is really nice. This was the Morphe number 2. This was called Total Softy Gel Moisturizer. I love these tubes where there's a pump on the end. I think that's really, really useful because you can get a lot out. I can probably get a little bit more out of there. Yep. I normally try and leave a tiny bit in just so that I can show you guys on screen, but I have showed this in a haul. This has got a fresh scent to it, so it's obviously got some kind of fragrance in it, but I did really enjoy this. It was nice. It's very, very light. I don't think it's one I'd buy again because it wasn't one that on its own was hydrating enough. I definitely needed to put something underneath it. So the Ordinary Squalane Cleanser. I do really like this. I won't be repurchasing it because it's a really nice fill-in makeup remover and cleanser, but it stings my eyes. And so this to me isn't a second, like a double cleanse. It's not something you would use after I'd use something more sort of thin and either like something exfoliating or something like the peppermint one from Q&A that I love. But I was happy enough to use this up, you know, but it's not a repurchase for me because of it stinging my eyes. This is a repurchase. This is the Ordinary Natural Moisturizing Factors plus Hyaluronic Acid. And you can see I bought the big tube. I would definitely buy this again. And this is one of those I'm going to put aside and make sure that I have some in because I do really like that. It's weird because do you remember I never used to enjoy this at all, but I do now. I feel like it's just the perfect thing to seal any oils in any serums I've used or even use on its own, and I can put oils on top if I want. It works well with everything, and my skin does feel nice when I use it, so I do love that. This is the Alex Steiner Maximum Moisture Milky Softening Lotion. This is kind of reminds me of this one in that it's quite thick, not as thick as that other one, but it's, you know, you could just put it on your hands and rub it into your skin. But I haven't used it all, as you can see, because I just was like, I'm not sure this is adding anything. You know, it would be another step, and I would think it's not a step I want to use on its own. Like I can't think what I would replace with this. But I just didn't feel like I was adding anything. I don't want to put just another step in the whole routine to confuse, you know, the products that I've got on there. I want to use actives and things that are really going to have a benefit. And so I don't want too many things just to mix it up. It is really nice to use, but like I said, I just couldn't see any purpose for it. Oh, this is an odd one. This is the Me Plus from Superdrug range, Polyglutamic Acid Booster. I have used this up to about there. And I didn't find this worked well for me. I know that a lot of you loved this. Well, not a lot of you, but I do remember a couple of people saying that they were using it. This is just a serum, kind of like you would expect a hyaluronic acid serum to be. And it feels lovely. It feels really, really nice going on. But I tried it underneath things that I knew needed an extra hydration boost. And it didn't give me that. It just didn't give me that. It didn't make my skin feel any worse, but it says moisturize on it, you know, and I just did not feel any moisture from it at all. And I don't get anything from hyaluronic acid. So maybe these type of products are just not for me. But polyglutamic acid is supposed to have more water attraction than hyaluronic acid. But for me, it just didn't do anything, unfortunately. Carry on with skincare, shall we? This is the No. 7 Radiance Vitamin C. I have finished it. I haven't bought another one, but this is one that I said I would consider buying again. I did like it. It goes very matte under your sunscreen, but doesn't dry your skin out at all. My skin felt slightly tight when I was using this, so I had to use something else on top of this underneath my sunscreen. But I know not all of you guys use your sunscreen as your moisturizer, so you'd probably be okay. And it might be a nice one to use in summer because it's really quite mattifying. You know, if you've got oily skin, you might quite like that. Oh, I need to tell you about this. This is the Peter Thomas Roth Instant Firm XI. Yeah, do you remember I did a review of this? I then found out that it wasn't cruelty-free. That was really annoying. But actually, I wanted to tell you another reason to not get this, because as I showed in the video review I did of this, it does completely transform your under eyes, but only if you don't smile, only if you're not talking. Anyway, that was all in the video. What I noticed though, after stopping using this, is my skin here and at the bottom here was completely dry, and it is only just recovering now. Like, it's taken weeks for it to recover. This has just dried my under eye out completely. And a couple of other people have said the same thing, so I know that I'm not going crazy, so I would not recommend buying that at all. I've used up the Hylamide. This is the Hylamide Sub Q Skin, not the Hylamide, Hylamide Sub Q Skin. So this is just a peptide mix. I really like this. This one works well with everything in my skincare, whereas the Buffet one that I've used from The Ordinary, is that one in there? The Buffet one, I felt like it peeled, you know, it balled up on my skin with some products, but not this one. So I have already got another bottle of that. This is the Garden of Wisdom Eye Contour Serum. I did actually use that up, but I used this up as a face cream, as a face serum. I didn't use it for my eyes in the end because you had to use the tiniest amount. It's great as an eye contour serum, but as I've said to you guys, I don't really like using a separate eye product unless it's absolutely amazing. And I have found an eye mask from Verse that I'm enjoying, but I used this all over my face, including my eyes. Yeah, it was quite nice. I think you can use it all over your face, and it still lasted me a long time, because it was a long time ago I got this, and I did use it quite consistently on my face and eyes, but didn't notice anything particularly from it. But it's one I might consider purchasing again. This is the Ordinary Ethylated Ascorbic Acid at 15%. Yeah, I've used all of that up. I just wanted to check out what the Ordinary one was like, because you guys know I love the Ethylated Ascorbic Acid. This one is 15%. My favourite one is by Hylamide, and it's the C25. That's still my favourite vitamin C to use, is the Hylamide C25. But this one was nice to use. Then I have this Paula's Choice Essential Glow Moisturiser. This is an SPF 30, and this is a physical mineral sunscreen. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. It's a little bit tinted. You can see. Get a little bit there, see a little bit there, but it just disappears. It's not one that you notice the tint at all, and I really did enjoy this. I still think Paula's Choice is a little bit too expensive for what they do. I really do think they're expensive, but they kind of can get away with it, because I can often struggle to find other products. So like I've got the Bakuchiel from them with the 2% in it, because I'm struggling to find that, and this one is just a nice physical sunscreen with no fragrance that's easily available to me in the UK, you know. So it is one that I would repurchase for sure. I've got a little virgin marula oil from Drunk Elephant, and I got this when I got the baby facial that I've done a review of, and I've had another one of these before. In fact, I think I might have had two. This might be my third one. I do really like this, and it's funny because I don't like the marula oil from The Ordinary, but this one I do really like. Would I consider buying the big one because it'll be super expensive? Probably not, simply because there are so many oils from The Ordinary that I love. I love the borage oil, I love the sea buckthorn oil, I like their argan oil, I like their rose hip oil. There's so many oils that I love from The Ordinary that I don't see this wasn't better than any of those, if you know what I mean, but it was really nice. And then the final little skincare item is this Ultra Repair Barrier Cream. I loved having it in this little sample. I can't remember where I got this or what I got this with. It's First Aid Beauty. And I used this as an eye cream when I wasn't using that eye contour serum. In fact, I used it after doing a TCA peel, and it was really hydrating. So I'm going to put this one aside and see if I can find this. I don't particularly want to buy a massive tube. I liked having this tiny little sort of sample, you know. So I'll see if I can hunt one out, but it's called the Ultra Repair Barrier Cream. Strengthen, balance and hydrate, suitable for sensitive skin. Yeah, it was really nice. Okay, I've got one hair item and then everything else is makeup. So this is the hair item. It is the Inky List Hyaluronic Acid Hydrating Treatment. This was rubbish in my opinion. It did nothing for my hair whatsoever. It's so funny because I tried all of their hair treatments, did a review of all of their hair treatments, didn't like any of them except for the peptide volumizing treatment, which I love and I think works really well. But this did nothing to hydrate my hair at all. And I didn't enjoy using it. So I ended up just using it up by using it as a pre-treatment. I'll often do that with things that are supposed to be hydrating. So I just put it all through my hair and then washed it and conditioned it as usual. And I still didn't feel like this did anything for my hair. Anyway, I tried it. So that's a no from me. Okay, on to makeup. I've actually put notes on things here to remember to tell you what was wrong with them, because I can sometimes forget, you know, because it can take a while to build up. But there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a mascara as well, isn't it? 7 mascaras to tell you about here. I bet you I'm not going to be able to remember everything. I wish I'd have put notes on all of them. The first one is the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes. This is a Charlotte Tilbury one, but it's a mini one. I didn't want to buy the big size. And honestly, I can't remember what's wrong with this. See, this is what happens. I'm just like, nope, that's not for me. And I chuck it in my empties. I don't like the fact that it's a plastic brush, but I do like the size of the brush. So I suspect that this was maybe too clumpy or something. I know a lot of people love this, but definitely not for me. This one is the Laura Mercier Long Lash. This is one I've used for years and has always been a favourite of mine. I love the brush. This to me is my perfect brush. It's not super tiny, but it is a small brush, you know, and it is a natural bristle brush. And I always loved this. However, I do remember this happening before with this. Ow, my palm's hurting. I've got a scar at the base of my spine. I don't think I've ever talked about it, but I had an operation in my 20s, right at the base of my spine. And it means that if I'm sitting on a hard floor, it kind of gets uncomfortable. Yeah, when I used to have greasy skin, if my skin was particularly greasy, then my mascara would come off and you would see it up here. And that's what happens with this one. It doesn't happen. I did sometimes use waterproof ones, but I had one, I think when that happened, I would switch to my MAC one, which, like I said, wasn't waterproof. It's the one I wore on my wedding day. I can't remember the name of it. Is it Giga Black? Because obviously I don't use it anymore. And that one would be fine, but this one would always come off and you'd just see loads of black little dots up here where my eyelashes had hit my eyes and my skin was really greasy. And that's been happening again with this, but I've also noticed this now crumbling, so I don't know why. And I noticed it from the beginning of using it, not like after using it for ages. So I'm not going to repurchase that because it's not like it's a cheap drugstore one. This one is the No. 7 Full 360. Do like this. This is my second purchase of this one, and I do like it despite the massive brush. I think I might like it because it's got a big brush. No, sorry. I think I might like it despite it having a big brush because it's a natural brush. It is difficult for me to use this one because it's so big and my eyes are so small, but it does give you wow lashes. It definitely does. But I do notice that the tube doesn't last that long. You know, it does get clumpy pretty quickly. So I don't think I'm going to repurchase that just now. This is another No. 7 one, Dramatic Lift. Oh, this one's too thick. You know, I was going to say, what's wrong with this one? But I can actually see it. There's so much on this. And I remember now, yeah, I remember it's one of those that you have to sit there doing this, taking everything off it before you can start doing your lashes. And then if you want to go in again, you have to do the same thing. You know, oh, there's loads on it. Don't like that at all. So this is the Dramatic Lift one. I think it's probably nice if you need to use another brush to kind of separate your lashes, unless you don't mind them clumping up together. And I really like that brush as well. But no, just not for me. Two more lashes. This one is the e.l.f. This is a new one. Dots under brows. Yeah, and that one was flakes. Okay, this is the e.l.f. What is it called? Lash It Loud. So I like the size of the brush. I don't like the fact that it's plastic, but you know, it's not massive, so I like that. This one was really nice to go on. It separates, it doesn't clump up your lashes. There's a little bit of lengthening in it. And I liked how my lashes looked, but I got the dots under my brows. So my skin is obviously a little bit, my skin's a little bit oily and my lashes are a little bit longer because I've been using Lilash. And what happens, like I said, is that I get dots up here when my lashes touch my eyes after I've done my makeup. And this is one that's just not going to work for me because of that. But otherwise, it's really, really nice. The second one, wait until you see the packaging. Vicious, it's called. Isn't that gorgeous? Such a pretty packaging, you know. But I knew that might make it a bit awkward. It's actually got like little red cat eyes. So this is by Nabla Cosmetics. So they're a cruelty-free brand that I've used before. I was attracted to the brush because it is a small brush. It is a plastic brush though. And this one, again, if you want wow lashes, it's kind of like this No. 7 Full 360. It gives you, there's a lot of product on it, and you put it on your eyes, and your eyes, I think your lashes look really, really nice, but it does go a bit clumpy. It does take a bit of work to get the lashes separated, which is not too difficult because it is this plastic small brush. You can work at separating them, but it flaked all under my eyes like within about an hour, and so that's no good, because I remember like about 3 times during the day I got a cotton bud and sort of brushed away the little flakes that had come off of this. So that's the only thing really that let that down, which is a shame. So I said it looks pretty. I could put that on my side as an ornament. Next is the Glossier Stretch Concealer. You can see I have not used this. I just find this gives no coverage. It's really nice, and you can almost see when I put my finger in it, maybe, that it's really thin and moisturising. But when I use it under my eyes, I'm like, doesn't look like I've got any concealer on at all. It doesn't conceal anything for me. So for me, that is a fail. Okay, next is a brow pen by Glossier, and I got this because Angie from Hot and Flashy had recommended it. It's one of those felt tip type pens, and I really fancied using that. I actually did really like this, but it's not the right colour for me. This is in brown, and I think the only one they do above that is blonde, and I think that will be too light for me. I don't know. Let me know if anybody's got the blonde one, what you think, because it was really nice to use. Although it does come out really pigmented there, that's the only other thing. When you've got some hairs on your brows, it is quite hard to use something like this. I didn't find it quite as pigmented. Like, there was a few times I had to go over it twice to get any colour to come out. But if it was the right colour, I would really like to have experimented a bit more with that, you know. This next one is the Sosu. Remember, I got a whole bunch of Sosu items. Sosu Crossed Alien Kate, is that? Liquid pen eyeliner. This was just bleeding as I was using it, but I've just taken the top off and it's sort of all dried up. Look. You can get a bit of colour out of it, but the top, that's all dried up. It's completely dry. That's really weird. So that is not a repurchase. This is interesting. This is by Flower Beauty, and it is the Luminous Bronzer. And this is in Heat Wave. Is it? Oh no, Sunrise. I think Sunrise is the colour. And this is really nice. And I've actually been using this, and I think it's a really beautiful formula. And I don't normally like these ones that are kind of marbled for bronzers. I prefer just to have the colour. That's the colour it comes out on there. But actually, I still don't think, well, it's very pigmented, isn't it? I still don't think, it looks like it is there. I still don't think that's dark enough for me. Because do you remember in the Drunk Elephant baby facial video, excuse me, fidgeting around, but like I said, my bum's really sore. Oh, you can really see my bra through this top, can't you? Oops. Yeah, do you remember I put some bronzer on my cheeks? And that's what I've been doing a lot of the time. If I'm not wearing makeup, I'll just put a little bit of, not bronzer, sorry, self-tanner, coloured self-tanner. It's the Fake Bake one I've been using. And I just noticed how healthy that makes me look. But when I put a sort of lighter, more, you know, this is a little bit more orangey colour on, I don't get that same sort of healthy glow, if you like. It just almost seems to disappear in my face. So today I've got on the photography fluid by is it the Ordinary or Niob photography fluid that I love. So yeah, I just think that that's just the wrong colour for me, but it is a really nice product. Next is the Sleek, oh, this is a lip liner, and the colour is called Just Because, and this is the one that I thought was, I was like, oh, this is brilliant, this matches my beloved Too Faced one. And so I thought I had found the lip liner, you know, but when you sharpen it, it goes down very quickly, firstly. But then when you use it, that's where it's the problem, because you literally have to, like even there, I have to press pretty hard. If I press lightly, see if I press lightly, nothing comes off it. And I want a lip liner to be creamy. I need it to stay on, I need it to be creamy. I don't want to be like, you know, forcing it. It was such hard work to get any line from this. And I think I found that before with Sleek lip liners. I love their liquid lipsticks, as you guys know, but for me, the lip liners are a no. This was a suggestion by you guys, and it's lovely. It's the Boutique liquid lipstick. So it's by Sainsbury's. Is it Sainsbury's? Yeah. One of you guys had told me about it being a dupe for MAC. The MAC lipstick I like called Mehr, M-E-H-R. And it's not a bad match. It's not a dupe, but it isn't a bad match at all. It's a really, really nice colour. I like it. But I thought that this was a liquid lipstick that would dry down, but it's not. It's just like a sort of creamy, moussey liquid lipstick that doesn't dry down, and that's just no good for me because it just gets all on my cups. It gets everywhere. It gets on my face, and I don't like that. If I wear any kind of colour, I like it to be a matte liquid lipstick. But other than that, really, really nice. And it was so cheap. I think this was like $3.99 or something ridiculous. Oh, okay, next is the e.l.f. putty blush. And there's another one that I need to put in here. Actually, somebody told me that, because I can never find the colour on here, and she told me it was faintly on the outside. Well, if it is, I cannot, if it's on the outside of that, I cannot read it. She said it was around the edge, unless it's around the edge here. I can see that there is some writing there. There's not a chance I'd read that even with my glasses on, no way. Anyway, so it's like this. It's a real hard cream blush, you know, it's not a liquidy or a moussey or anything like that. It is solid. It's a solid blush, that's what it is. And I think that it might look nice if you use it on bare skin. So if you're not wearing any makeup and you maybe use it with your fingers, I think that might look quite nice. That's how I use my Glossier cloud paints, actually. Well, I don't use them with my fingers. I have, but I use them mostly with, I've got the Real Techniques contour brush, and it works pretty well with that. But like I said, I prefer it on bare skin because I feel like it can move the makeup around a little bit, only a little bit. And probably not if you are good at doing makeup, but I'm just too clumsy and I'm a bit, you know, like, do you know what I remind myself of? That Muppet in the kitchen. do, you know, like I'm just too slapdash. So I tried this a few times. This one doesn't mess with your makeup. That's not the issue. But you can't get anything out with a brush. Like literally, I was having to jam my brush in like this and hardly getting any colour from it. So the other colour that I don't know what I've done with it, I've probably put it in the box of, I've got a big box of giveaway makeup. Not giveaway as in competition, but makeup to give away. And I bought one that was a lot darker colour to see if that would help. And I thought, well, maybe if I can get a darker colour and use just a little bit of it, but it's just too difficult to use with a brush. And so I'm hardly ever going to not wear makeup and just put a bit of blush on. And if I do, it's probably going to be the Glossier ones that I use rather than these. But they're not awful. They're just not brilliant. And it annoys me that I've not got the name on because I could never remember what to tell you. That is everything. Oh, I need to clean it in this mucky little box in here, but it's a really handy box for empties. That's everything that I've got to tell you about. Let me tell you what makeup I've got on, if I can remember. You know what I'm like. I've got on the Kat Von D True Portrait Foundation. It's annoying me that because I'm having to use it up because of that. You know how I said last time it was clogged? Have I got a brown splodge on my head? Somebody said to me the other day, I did a little story on Instagram. I was out walking Watson. And she left me a comment and said, what is that on your head? Is it sunscreen? And it was just like, there was a brown edge there and then the rest of my face was white. And I hadn't even noticed it. I was just out walking, you know, and I had my hair back like I have now. So I had a look at it and I was like, no, you know what it is? I've got fake tan and I'd obviously cleansed my face, but not cleansed right up enough to my hairline. So there was still a bit on my hairline. This is what I mean about me being clumsy. There'll always be something. So there's bound to be something today. And like I said, it looks to me like there might be a brown splodge. Anyway, what was I telling you? Oh yeah, the Kat Von D. It's in that squeezy tube, you know, with a little end. And I was saying that I had to like try and dig a pin in it. You know, like when super glue or nail glue gets stuck. It was like that. And so I feel like I need to use it up now because obviously leaving it, I didn't leave it for that long. It was only a month or so since I've used it. I wouldn't expect to open it and not be able to use it. So that's the only thing that's put me off. And funny enough, it's on, it's half price in Boots at the moment, the Kat Von D Portrait Foundation. And I was umming and ahhing about another one, but I've got two of them. I've got two different colours. So I'm going to use them and then see what happens. I don't know whether it's maybe being discontinued and that's why it was on sale. I don't know. We'll wait and see what happens. Anyway, that's what I'm wearing in Light 018. What's on my eyes is the Makeup Addiction Cosmetics pigment in French Manicure, one of my favourites and quite an old one. I think they still do it though. On my cheeks is the Jamie Genevieve blush in Pesca. In case you're wondering about my under eyes, I'm still using the Ordinary concealer and loving it. On my lips is the Colourpop liquid lipstick in Midnight Snack. And I did use a lip gloss on top. It's the Sosu one in Too Busy. I like that, Too Busy. Yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching and I'll speak to you again soon.